Hi, everybody. Well, I thought we'd start off celebrating the fact that we had some decent sunshine today, and now I'm putting this together, and it's after 4:30 in the afternoon, and cloudiness has built, and now it's kind of partly to even mostly cloudy in many areas. We are hitting my forecast highs in the upper 40s this afternoon, but earlier today, around midday, it was beautiful out. We had the Channel House in Depot Bay, sunny. Willamette Valley Vineyards just south of Salem, sunny. You could finally see the snow-capped Three Sisters from Aspen Lakes Golf Course over in Central Oregon. Beautiful sunshine over the Tilcom Crossing from the Portland Spirit Landing in downtown Portland. And you can see Mount Adams sticking up right in here from Cathedral Ridge Winery out in Hood River. Winds are light. I think what I really thought that from this point on, from noon on, it would be mostly sunny this afternoon. The moisture fields just don't support a lot of moisture. We're actually fairly stable. But if you look at the upper flow pattern aloft, there's still a little bit of troughing, cold troughing that hasn't pulled out. And I think that turned out to be the trump card this afternoon that allowed cloudiness to kind of redevelop. We're a lot more stable tomorrow, so we'll try for mostly sunny skies again on Thursday, and we'll see if we get it. Okay, but we are dry, and the forecast is still absolutely dry through Friday evening and well into Friday night for most of us. So we'll continue to look at all of that. Okay, let me talk about something real quick. I touched on this yesterday, so I just kind of want to touch on it again. The fact that we had all that wonderful snow over the last week plus up in the Coast Range, something we don't get every year. We do get, but not every year. That 7-day plus run dumped 20 to 40 inches of snow over the Coast Range in Oregon and up into the Willapa Hills of Washington from the 2,000-foot level and higher. Yesterday, there was 37 inches of snow in the morning still in Saddle Mountain, just off of Highway 26 in the Oregon Coast Range. That's well above normal. So that's a big chunk of nice snow. Mount Hood, as of this morning, still at 130-inch depth. Snowpack on Mount Hood site specific setting at 88% of normal. This is all good news because number one, anything that keeps precip going into the spring months can delay fire season somewhat, and certainly it helps add to our water storage. I do want to point out, and I think I showed you this map yesterday too, so I just want to make sure that you understood. This is showing you current snowpack sites. So notice the kind of red color here, that's below 50% of normal to date for snowpack. Notice that includes a good chunk of the Cascades up in central Washington, really near Mount Rainier and up to the north. We don't have many low snow spots in terms of snowpack in Oregon. In fact, there was a report on the news this morning that said, as a whole, Oregon snowpack is actually averaging above normal right now. Again, Mount Hood site specific is about 88% of normal. There's that snowtail site up around Saddle Mountain. That's 150% of normal. Big snows down in the southern Cascades. That's great news. A couple spots that are below 50% in South Central Oregon, but there are other spots that are 100% of normal. You've got several spots in the blues that are 100% normal, a couple spots that aren't, but clearly the fact that it's been an El Nino season with low centers often down in California, spinning moisture up our way. So Oregon's gotten more of that moisture coming up out of California. By the time the moisture gets up into Washington, their snowpack is less than what ours is. And then something I didn't talk about yesterday, but I want to touch on this real quick, and then I'll get to our forecast patterns. If you don't know, I work in with one of the TV stations, KGW TV in Portland. I do the morning weathers. They're meteorologists Monday through Friday mornings. And this is not just about Channel 8. It's about a lot of agencies, government agencies. It's about a lot of media in general. The West Coast made news year after year after year, not that long ago, before last year, of California being in this mega drought, Oregon and Washington in this drought. And that's all you heard. And then we had the big snowpack year down in California, where part of the Sierra Mountains were like 300% of normal snowpack. That basically in one season, it was a miracle, right? It knocked out the drought in California. They've had a good winter down there so far. California basically has no drought conditions for the most part. And we just saw the snowpack numbers from the Northwest. So this is from the National Weather Service. This is their latest, what they call drought monitor update, drought status. So everything in white is no drought status at all. So notice, and this has been going all the way back to last winter. That's pretty much the majority of Oregon. It is absolutely the majority of Oregon. And the yellow just means, well, if you just go back the last month or two, some spots are a little bit below normal, but not in drought status. And then you've got a moderate drought in parts of central Oregon extending down to the south. But part of this area actually had some good snow the last several days. That's good news. Now you get up into Washington state. Most of the state not in a drought. Again, the yellow means, yeah, it's a little dry, but not in drought status. And then these tan colors, just a few spots, literally in Washington state, proclaimed to be a moderate drought, despite the fact that currently their snowpack hasn't been as good as Oregon. So my point is, people that are relaying information to you have gotten in the habit of just saying, oh, that will help the drought. Well, because of the drought, this is going to be great. And they throw that out generically, like if they're talking about Oregon, the entire state must be in drought. And it's simply not true. It's not true for California. It's not true for Washington. So I'm hoping that these agencies and the media, for the time being anyway, if they're going to use the word drought, they need to start being more specific about what corner, what relatively small portion of these individual states of Washington, Oregon, and California are in drought, because most of the West Coast, overwhelmingly most of the West Coast, is simply not. So that's just my little rant. I think sometimes people that give messages absolutely get used to just saying certain words and then they just keep doing it. But rest assured, most of Oregon, Washington, almost all of Washington, most of Oregon, almost all of California, no drought status at all. And that's good news. We should be happy that we're not in a drought, right? Okay. Moving on, let's get you to the weather forecast. Weather headlines looking forward. As I mentioned, we're all dry tonight. We're all dry tomorrow. We are all dry Friday in Oregon and up through much of Washington. And we're all dry going into Friday evening in much of the Northwest. So rain returns first thing Saturday morning, and I'll show you that. Overall, the weekend looks wet. Not saying it's going to be completely steady rain, but it's going to be raining much of Saturday, much of Sunday into Monday. Weekend snow levels 3,000 feet and higher. That means the incoming moisture will just be rain over the highways in the Coast Range and the Willapa Hills, and you'll have to get up in the Cascades to find some snow. I've already heard people talking about this. So this is a warm, dry pattern. It's been showing up for a while. All of the models that I look at indicate it. This is Thursday through Sunday, March 14th through the 17th of next week. Not only dry, and I'm going to show you this, but a number of days that should easily be in the 60s. And if nothing changes, we'll probably hit 70 for the very first time this year in the Portland metro area. We could hit 70, for example, Friday of next week, and maybe again Saturday of next week. So keep your eye on that. It could be really, really nice weather, and absolutely the spring tease a lot of us have been wanting to see. Okay, so with just dry weather in the forecast, let's jump to Friday. Now, this does show Friday morning up in northern Washington. There's a chance we'll start picking up some lighter rain. But when you get into Oregon, you really got to get into the early morning hours after midnight, Friday night into Saturday morning, before the coast starts to pick up some rain. Here we are. This is what, 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Now, it's been raining. So again, rain right from the get-go. If you're watching this from the I-5 corridor of Oregon and up into the Seattle area, it will be raining already Saturday morning. And then through the day Saturday, a quarter to 3/10 of an inch of rain, basically from Kelso down through Portland, Salem, and about the same amount southward all the way down into southern Oregon. A little bit more up north, Seattle, maybe 4/10 of an inch of rain. You got that bubble of heavier precip up here in the Olympics, and you got maybe half of an inch of rain on Saturday along the Oregon coast. Not much from this initial push gets over the Cascades into central or eastern areas. But there's a system that comes in Saturday early morning. There's another one that comes in Sunday. So the moisture for the weekend just keeps going. And by the time the weekend is over, here we are, maybe up to about 3/4 of an inch of rain, or 65 100ths between Portland and Salem, 8/10 up in Kelso Longview, maybe 86 100ths of an inch of rain down around Albany. So that's like a quarter to 3/10 on Saturday. About the same to maybe slightly more on Sunday. The coast, a half of an inch or more on Saturday, about the same on Sunday. Again, we've got 82 100ths to 3/4 of an inch of rain up around the Seattle area. And now on Sunday, you're starting to get some manageable rainfall in central and eastern areas as well. Snow levels around 3,000 feet. And then there's another system that comes in Monday. So let me play this just into Tuesday. This is Tuesday. All right. Um, that system that comes in Monday overnight into Tuesday may be pretty wet. So this all of a sudden adds an inch of rain just from what would be Monday overnight through the day Tuesday. So if this is true, and let's say these numbers are probably a little too high, we'll be looking at maybe at most an inch and a half of total rain from Saturday through Tuesday up and down the I-5 corridor. Really about the same up in the Seattle, the I-5 corridor. You've got well over 2 inches along the coast, heavier amounts up in the Olympic Mountains, and some decent measurable rainfall of over a half of an inch out in the Blues. And some of that, of course, will be snow. So that's going to be some snow out in the Blue Mountains as well. All right. So that's the moisture that's coming in for what looks to be a fairly wet weekend. Now I wanted to show you the flow pattern. A couple things I want to point out, actually 3 things I want to point out. Number one, here we are this afternoon. This is the American GFS model. See how here's the trough axis, the cold trough that we're starting to get out of. The axis of it has moved over to eastern Oregon, but we're still in kind of this cool northwesterly flow pattern aloft, and that turned out to be more of a player than I thought today. I think that's why we kind of clouded up in the daytime heating, okay? But as we go into tomorrow, here's tomorrow afternoon. Now the cold trough is clearly all the way into Montana. It's over here in Wyoming and Idaho. We actually have firm ridging, pressure heights going up, that much more stable. The moisture fields don't show much. I don't know how we're not just mostly sunny eventually during the day tomorrow after potential early fog and frost, okay? And then the forecast is, here's Friday. See the ridging overhead? That's another day that really ought to have a lot of sun to maybe some increasing cloud cover later in the day ahead of the weekend fronts that are coming in. But, Friday potentially is around 60 degrees in the afternoon if we stay mostly sunny through 4 o'clock. And then here comes the next trough. This is Saturday morning. There's the trough moving in. Notice this is fairly chilly. There's the polar jet stream, the dark blue contour just offshore. Let me play this through Saturday afternoon. The polar jet down over Portland. Right now, weather models are showing on average the snow level in the Cascades Saturday would be down to 3,000 feet. Maybe the models are too warm and we could see a snow level down as low as 2,000 feet, but that would still just be rain over the coast range. And now this goes into Sunday. Again, the polar jet pretty close to us. So we'll see. Is that jet stream closer to 2,000 or 3,000 feet? We've got absolutely rain into Monday. Here's another rain chance coming into Tuesday. And then the question is, do we have some showers lingering Wednesday morning or not? Here's Wednesday. Now this is the second I want you to know. See the blue contour? Midweek as we start to dry out, Wednesday. The polar jet retreats all the way up into Canada. And here's the ridging that could, especially by Friday and into Saturday of next week. Let me play this into Friday. Yeah, here's Friday of next week. That is 70, 73, 70, 73, 76. So that's like a 574 pressure height. We're going to be right in the middle of the ridge axis. Assuming it's sunny, that could be 70 degrees. And it stays pretty nice through that entire weekend. In fact, here is Sunday the 17th. Still pretty warm, still pretty nice. Eventually, some showers look to be coming in that following week. But look at the polar jet way up here. There are no signs right now that I see through the rest of March that shows the polar jet stream getting anywhere close to us. So if that's the case, even the systems coming in would produce snow levels maybe 3,000, 4,000 feet, maybe higher. And we would see our fair share days of temperatures, even with some rain, setting well up in the 50s. So that's a little bit about what's coming up. Real quick, where are we at? My forecast high for Portland today was 48. That's where we're at. So even with the cloud cover, we have hit that. So if we get more sun tomorrow, we ought to hit 50 degrees. So there are some chilly spots. It shows Sandy at 39, Oregon City 44, Salem 46. Again, normal this time of the year is mid-50s. So we're still running way below normal for this time of the year. No doubt about that. And I do want to do what we normally do and show you some Northwest weather. So 43 up in Seattle. Forecast, sunny tomorrow, 47. Slight chance of rain with increasing clouds developing during the day Friday. May stay dry, 54. The rainy weekend, highs around 50. That's similar to what I have here in Portland. And the rain at times into Wednesday morning. That's exactly what I have here for Portland, by the way. Down south in Medford, sunny 52 tomorrow. Sunny 57 Friday. Rain down. Remember that trough is pretty elongated. So rain in Southern Oregon too. And 51, 51 Saturday, Sunday, pretty close to what I have for Portland. The rain goes into Monday, a rain chance lingers into Wednesday. Very similar forecast up and down the entire I-5 corridor. In fact, Bend's 41 right now. Sunshine, still cold tonight. 21, 41 tomorrow, 31 Friday, 50 in the afternoon. Chance of rain, snow Saturday. Central Oregon could be dry most of the day Saturday with increasing cloud cover. Eventually, I think there will be some moisture Saturday overnight, Sunday, but temperature's not bad. 47 Monday, rain Tuesday, 48. Not bad at all. Here's Mount Hood, by the way. They're getting some sunshine up there this afternoon. 24 Timberline, 28 Meadows, 26 at Ski Bowl. I just want to show you the snow levels. Friday up on the mountain, 45 degrees. So clearly that's going to be a good travel day with all the Cascade passes down to Bear Payment. And I do think it'll be above freezing up there tomorrow as well. And then the weekend, I've got 3,000 feet, 2 to 5 inches of snow Saturday, 4 to 6 inches on Sunday. Maybe the snow level is lower than 3,000 feet. We just talked about that. Monday, the models actually really vary in what the snow level is going to be. So maybe this is a lower snow level than what I have here as well at 4,500 feet, which will become a wet mix at Government Camp in 3 to 6. Decent snow, no big storms at this point. There's Government Camp Highway 26 today, 27 degrees. Siskiyou Summit's clean. They're at 33 degrees. All the Coast Range passes are now fine. They're going to stay that way. Cabbage Hill out in the Blues is fine. And it's been warm enough that the even Willamette Pass and Santiam Pass look to be in good shape as well. So here's Portland 7-day. Let's assume it's mostly sunny tomorrow. Now, again, we had low temperature this morning, real quick. This was this morning. Kelso, 26. Vancouver, 24. Hillsborough, McMinnville, 25. Salem, 26. Bend, 10. Meacham out in the Blues, 2 below 0. Seattle, 28. Medford was 30. Lows this morning, I don't think get quite that cold, but it's either going to be as cold as this morning or a little bit warmer. Still widespread freezing temps in the Portland, Salem, Vancouver areas, and really much of Oregon and Washington. I've got 30 to 50 tomorrow. I got to fix that typo there for sunny. Sorry, I do all this manually. 32 to 58 Friday, sunshine, maybe 60. The rainy weather, 40 to 50 Saturday, 43 to 50 Sunday, 43 to 51 43 to 51 Monday. Those temps, again, similar in Seattle, similar in Medford, similar in Portland. Tuesday, the last day of likely rain, and early shower Wednesday. Then we dry out. We start to warm up, as I mentioned. Okay. That's it. Thanks for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate that. My weather site's portlandweather.com. I'm Rod Hill, based in the Portland, Vancouver area, and I will talk to you soon.